Hey, thanks for tuning into this week's edition of the Horror Debate. I am Jeff Rowdy Jake here, and alongside me, as always, Michael Mandy.
And this week we're going to be reviewing Flight of the Living Dead, Outbreak on a Plane.
Woo!
Now, directed by Scott Thomas. This is basically his second movie.
Melody Scott Thomas?
I don't know.
That's Nikki from The Young and the Restless. Come on, she directed this?
You expect me to know Young and the Restless?
I only know it because my mom watched it.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Well, she was cute. She went out with Victor, you know.
I think the biggest name in this movie is Eric Avari. And you probably are going, who? But he was the dad in Daredevil. He's on Law and Order, and he was also in The Mummy.
A.K.A. the little bald dude.
Yeah, the bald dude from The Mummy.
Yeah, you know, that's what I call him.
Yeah, the remake
with
of
all due respect.
Yeah, the remake of The Mummy. The one with the Encino Man.
Right, yeah. Brendan, what's
Fraser.
his name? Brendan Fraser. That's right, that's right.
So anyways, this guy's done a few things.
Yeah.
When you see him, you'll go, oh yeah, that guy.
Mike, I walked into this project with trepidation.
Oh, so did I.
Mike.
Yeah.
Flight of the Living Freaking Dead.
Right.
What does this tell you right off the bat?
Well, first off, they said that this movie was in production before Snakes on a Plane. But of course, since Snakes on a Plane was out, they rushed it, and they, you know, so that's why the whole Outbreak on a Plane.
I personally liked Snakes on a Plane. I liked Samuel Jackson. I think, you know, he could play.
He made that movie.
Samuel Jackson could play in crap on a plane, and I would watch it.
He did, and I did.
No, come on, Mike. Okay, I'll give you the fact, you know, that movie was CG'd up. Okay, big time. And you're the biggest fan of CG I know. Right? So that's why you're talking that smack, right? Yeah. No disrespect to Samuel.
That movie was boring.
No disrespect to Samuel, because he'll strike you where you stand, dude. Trust me. Samuel knows like 4th black belt jiu-jitsu. Okay? He's the man, dude. Didn't you see him in the movies? Yeah. This guy is awesome, right?
Exactly.
He'll put you in room 1408 and lock your ass in.
Didn't I just say he made that movie? If it wasn't for him, that movie would have crashed and burned.
I just want to make sure you give Sam his props because, you know, like I said, he'll throw you in 1408 and lock the door, okay?
So, Flight of the Living Dead did not have Samuel L. Jackson in it.
Why not?
Probably because he was busy making the other one.
Oh, they didn't have the money to pay him.
So anyways, basic plot of this film, Jeff.
Well, this is good stuff, Mike. And I'll tell you, I put a smile on my face when I started this movie up because I'm like, I know where this is going.
Yes.
And I know I'm going to dig it. I
know you're going to dig it. You hate zombie movies.
Mike, what better place to put a bunch of freaking zombies than in a tube? What better place to put them than in a tube with a lot of people? Right? Yeah. Where there's nowhere to run, you have to battle these things. For once, we don't have endless scenes of some moron running from a zombie that's walking like a millimeter an hour. Okay? We now...
doing the zombie shuffle.
Now, no matter how long it takes, no matter how my heart breaks, no, not Richard Marx, I'm telling you right now, they're going to get these people because they're in a tube.
With the door to the cockpit locked.
Now, I knew I was going to like this. This is like those videos you see on YouTube, you know, where they put the little rat in with the snake that's blinded. You know what I'm saying? That this is what this is.
You watch that?
Oh, well, my son showed it to me. But anyway, this is what this is. This is putting the little rat in the box with the snake that's got the tape on its eyes. And it's using its little tongue to figure out where the rat is. And then eventually, blam! Dead, right?
I'm learning way too much about you.
But tell me that's not what this movie is.
Yes.
Where are these people going to go?
Exactly.
That's what I loved. And I knew I was going to love it because finally, like I said, they can't go anywhere. They can't hide behind a little corner while the zombie's too stupid. He shovels by him in his night slippers. No. This time they're going to get eaten. And I knew they were going to get eaten, so I was all pumped up.
Yeah. Except for the one zombie who actually was sitting down with his seatbelt on, and then when he turned into a zombie, he couldn't get out.
Okay, let me say the plot. Okay. Basically, what's happening here is you got this cargo, right? Now, this doctor, little Mr. Baldman, he's bringing the cargo, which is basically like the virus, and also the dead wife of one of his doctors, his fellow doctors.
Yeah, they're heading out to Paris or something.
They're reanimating corpses basically, so their relatives can't die, right? And people close to him, and he's got this chick in a box, right? And he's reanimated her, and he's got her in the cargo hold.
But she's in deep freeze
with
in the cargo.
With some dude in a bee costume sitting there watching the box, making sure
it's one of those pressurized hazmat
it's
suits.
a bee suit, Mike. And he's sitting there watching the box in case it would move, okay? And I was so glad when he got hurt, man. I was jumped up for joy.
Yeah, and of course the airplane flies through nasty weather and turbulence.
Right.
Which
the
causes
virus
the
falls
box
out. Basically, long story
box
short,
opens.
the chick gets up. She looks normal to me.
Looks great.
She looks great. She starts approaching dude, and the guy in the freaking bee suit decides to load her up with lead. Right, and then the other box falls, and the virus gets all out and junk, and then she gets infected, turns into a zombie, and eats
bites
his butt.
him. And
right?
then the virus just
and now it's all over the plane. Now you got people that, these guys are coming up from the cargo trying to rip into the folks that are the bait up there in the main fuselage.
And one of the passengers pointed out that in crashes, the safest place to be in a plane is in the rear. But when zombies are there, the safest place to be is in first class.
That's right.
Just letting you all know.
And I just want to let you know that's
Public
where I sit.
service announcement.
Because I'm always afraid a zombie's going to freak out on a plane. I mean,
exactly.
Like I said, what could be scarier than to be 30,000 feet in the air and have somebody trying to eat your butt? Okay, I mean, what could be scarier than that, right?
What could be scarier is that one girlfriend, man, that the one guy had. She was nasty.
The blonde?
Oh, she was just a wicked.
Oh, but I like the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, but I mean, she was just nasty catfight.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. I don't want to say it on
good night.
Public airways.
Anyway, Mike.
What did you think of the acting?
Okay, this is not a movie that hinges on acting by any way, shape, or form.
No.
It was not terrible. It was not great. It was about middling and about what I expected. I actually thought in some parts it was a little better than I expected.
This was much better than I expected.
The pilot. I've seen him in 13,768 movies. Oh, maybe in 369, but I'm not counting. You know what I mean?
Raymond J. Barry.
Okay, well, there you go. He was very good in this movie.
Yeah, he was on Law and Order.
He was very good. He did a great job, and we always talk about lending credibility to a flick.
CSI.
As soon as I saw him, I said, okay, this movie, somebody paid this dude because he's been in a million things, right? He's got the credibility.
Well, the same with Eric Avari and even the other people. If you go on their bios, all the actors that have been in this have been in a lot of things, and mostly TV, but at least this isn't filled with a bunch of first-timers.
Exactly.
This movie, the acting, I thought was really solid.
It was middling.
For
this type of movie.
For this type of movie, you expect garbage.
Yeah.
And I was actually impressed.
So let me say this.
It's higher than garbage.
Let me say this.
That's terrible.
I had a fantastic time with this flick, Mike.
Fun. I
had a fantastic time with this flick.
I love this movie.
And people are ragging on it. People are saying, it's just another thing on a plane. Pretty soon we're going to have, pimps on a plane. I said, don't forget Soul Plane. We already had it.
Yeah, snakes on a train. You know
what I mean?
That's out there, too.
Look.
I enjoyed this movie much more than I enjoyed Snakes on a Plane.
Okay, well,
and that had a budget 20 times this
movie. To me, they're very close. I think that in more ways than one, by the way. But I think that Samuel Jackson helped that movie so much.
He owned that movie,
and it brought it to a respectable level. Yes. And this movie is definitely respectable. Horror fans are going to love this, Mike.
If they give it a fair shake,
love this.
Give it a fair shake.
Yes. I mean, okay, so. Couple things.
I only had one problem.
Well, okay, let me get your problem out of the way first.
My problem was the zombies came through the floor. Now, these airplanes have a steel floor that these chairs are bolted on.
Okay, now here I'm going to bust out a reference here that you'll have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm just going to bust it out anyway because some of our listeners will understand what I'm saying here, okay? The first thing I thought of when that busted through the floor like that, you know the wrestler The Undertaker, right? Okay, he had a gimmick way back. I mean, he's always had the same gimmick, the Dead Man, but there was this thing where he got buried, okay? They have a match called Buried Alive, and what you have to do is throw your opponent in basically a ditch and cover him with dirt, okay? And at the end of that, always, if Undertaker got buried, his hand would pop up through the ditch, and it would be there at the end like he was still kicking, right? Well, as cheesy as that may sound, that's exactly what this reminded me of when they were busting through the floor. The hands coming up through the floor. I was like, Undertaker. Mark Calloway. Hey, how you doing, buddy? You know, and so to me, I laughed. Okay, I didn't think of any realism whatsoever. Steel floor, cardboard floor. I just thought, oh my God, this has been done so many times. You know, I don't know.
I was just saying, this movie had me. I mean, yes, people made stupid moves, but it was understandable stupid moves, and everything was going logical.
Yeah.
And I was going, wow, this is actually a pretty decent film.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, through the floor, and I'm like, oh no, you guys.
The movie totally had me from like minute one. I wanted to like this one again. This is another one that I knew I was going to have fun with, unless it totally blew, which it didn't. And this has put a smile on my face.
I expected this movie to totally blow.
Did little bald man not look like Sid Haig towards the end?
What was the deal with his jaws going crazy? His teeth went nuts when he zombified.
I mean, I don't mean to like harp on Sid Haig, but I mean, come on now, man. This guy looked dead on like him when he was zombified, right? Yeah. I mean, I was tripping. There was a lot of like little comedic elements to this, which also added to it.
Oh, the little gay prisoner.
Not only the little gay prisoner.
Some of his comments were hilarious.
Did you see when that cop stood up? He stood up right at the right time to get flown up to the ceiling, bob his head, and fall unconscious to the floor.
That was a cool effect.
I cracked up. I mean, he couldn't have stood up at a worse time.
Yeah. That was
it was great.
Yeah. Or when Eric Avari was trying to get into the pilot, I order you, and then bam, he hit the ceiling and crashed back down. I was like, wow, for a crap low budget film, that was pretty cool.
And you got to say that the characterization overall was pretty darn good.
Yeah,
it was pretty darn good.
You were never confused as to who was who.
Nope.
You know, I mean, I grew up watching those Irwin Allen disaster. You know, every year
Steve Irwin?
No, Irwin Allen.
Oh.
Every year was a new airport disaster movie. Airport 76,
yeah,
Airport 78,
well,
Airport 79.
Towering Inferno.
Yeah. But I mean, the airport disaster films, after a while, they were all getting confusing. But each character in this film, you knew who was who.
Oh, they didn't do it like this, baby.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s, they didn't do it like this.
That's the golf pro. Oh, that's the surfer dude. Oh, that's the bitchy girlfriend. That's
speaking
the cop.
Speaking of the bitchy girlfriends,
man.
the golf pro. What is wife? What was she on, boy? I mean, the guy's famous.
Tiger Woods, man.
The reason she's flying first class is because this guy can hit a ball, right? And somebody comes up for an autograph and she's freaking out about it.
You know that happens in real life.
I know it does, and it's terrible. I mean, I don't care where I would be. I mean, I understand privacy and all that, but if there's just a single person coming up to me and respectfully asking for an autograph, I'm going to give that guy the autograph.
You would, but some people don't. Some people take offense at that.
Right.
But
well,
anyways, back to the movie.
The people that take offense to are the people that don't deserve to be famous.
Yep. What do you think about the sound, all the effects, and everything?
Beautiful. Beautiful. Everything about this movie was beautiful, dude.
Except another ending that I hate. The movie's going.
Yeah, it cut off abruptly.
Guys, why do you people do that? Do you
Except
run out
at
of
the
money?
very end when I can't give it away. I can't do it, but it had a little cool piece at the end.
Yeah,
at the very end.
It's like the movie you think is going to fade, but it doesn't. It continues on for about another minute, introduces something, and you're going, "Wow, it's still going on."
Yeah,
and then.
Then it cuts.
Oh God, why'd you just close it when I wanted it to close it?
This could have been a 2-hour flick.
Yeah,
it could have been because I was entertained.
Yeah,
but it didn't happen. So it's okay.
That's okay. How many stars, Jeff?
Well, okay, I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there's a couple other points I'd like to make that'll maybe hook in some more people here. If you like. A lot of these movies now, you're getting like real serious kind of characterization. This movie's real light, but it's real effective. So don't think you're going to be sitting through something that's like, where you're knee deep in like, learning what this guy's about, learning what that guy's about. Everything's real quick and crisp.
Quick and shallow.
But it works, and you're easily identified.
You don't care about the childhood of these. You just, okay, this is who you are. You are the jock.
You easily identify all these people, right? Yeah. And wasn't it funny, the one boyfriend who's got the chick that's complaining all the time, cheating with the other guy, the jocks.
Yeah.
In the bathroom, join the Mile High Club. I mean, you got to dig that, right?
But there was no skin. Just letting you know.
No skin in the flick. And Mike, I'm sure you're going to downgrade it for that. The other point is very simply that we need more horror movies like this. Fun, but enjoyable for everybody.
I can imagine seeing this film at a midnight movie.
Absolutely, and they would have been howling.
Yeah,
people would have been howling and having a good time because of the crunch and munch these guys are doing on the passengers. And the premise was just, I'm sorry, it might sound corny, but I thought the premise was perfect. Mm-hmm. I really did. I mean, that's fun.
This movie made more sense than Snakes on a Plane.
Well,
You know?
I give it up on Snakes on a Plane, dude. You want to review that one? Come on, Mike. I mean,
right.
it's a decent flick.
Yeah, no, I was
This
very-
is better, but it's a decent flick.
I was impressed with it.
I'm giving this 4 stars.
Yes, this is definitely a 4-star
I'm giving it
film.
4. I had a
This
blast.
is a fun film.
Yeah.
You know, go in, have a few drinks, and get a few of your friends together and hoot and holler and shout at the screen. It's a good time.
I will say that I was very, very tired when watching this movie. I today, for whatever reason, my brain just wants to turn off on me. But my brain woke up watching this movie, you know? Unlike some we've watched where my brain automatically says, okay, out of juice.
Well, just to warn everyone out, when you hear zombies, and even looking at the pictures on it, when you see zombies, you think of, 4-month-old decaying skeletal corpses, whatever. No, since these are all freshly bitten zombies, they just look like people with freaky eyes.
And they were aggressive.
Yeah. I wouldn't say they were fast like in 28 Days Later, running full speed. But remember, they're fresh zombies, so they're not all lumbering and doing the zombie shuffle. And how fast can you run? It's in an airplane.
What did I say? What did I say? I knew I was going to have fun with this, dude.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is like throwing them to their prey. I mean, this is great.
Yeah, all right.
So 4 stars wholeheartedly, man.
Yeah,
Check
4
this one out.
stars. This is a fun
Don't
one.
listen to your friends who says it's a ripoff of Snakes on a Plane. It most certainly is not.
It's better.
Yes.
Michael Mandy, he's Rowdy. Jeff, we'll talk to you next week at the Horror Debate.